Imagine waking up to the sound of sirens, the ground shaking beneath you, and the world as you knew it collapsing in fire and smoke. Between 1939 and 1945, more than 70 million lives were lost. Entire nations burned, empires collapsed, and the map of the modern world was redrawn. This is the story of World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history. A war of ideologies, of empires, of survival itself. And to truly understand it, we need to go back before the first shot was ever fired. The year is 1919. The First World War has just ended, and Europe is scarred. Germany, defeated, is forced to sign the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty humiliates the German people, crippling their economy, stripping them of territory, and demanding impossible reparations. To the Allies, it was justice. To many Germans, it was betrayal. In the chaos of poverty and anger, a fiery speaker rises, Adolf Hitler, a decorated World War I veteran who promises to restore Germany's honor, rebuild its power, and take revenge on those who had humiliated his nation. By 1933, Hitler is chancellor. The Nazi Party seizes absolute control, transforming Germany into a dictatorship. His message is simple: Germany will rise again, but only through conquest. Meanwhile, across the world, two other powers are sharpening their swords. In Italy, Benito Mussolini dreams of reviving the Roman Empire. In Japan, militarists envision ruling Asia and the Pacific. The world is hurtling toward a storm, and most people don't even realize it. September 1, 1939. At dawn, German forces cross into Poland. Bombers scream overhead, tanks crush defenses, and within weeks, Poland collapses. Britain and France, bound by treaty, declare war on Germany. The Second World War has begun. But here's the shocking part. Throughout the winter of 1939, nothing much happens on the Western Front. Newspapers call it the phony war. Soldiers sit in their trenches, staring across the borders, waiting for the storm. And then, May 1940, the storm hits. Hitler unleashes blitzkrieg, lightning war, tanks, planes, and troops moving with breathtaking speed. France, thought to be the strongest army in Europe, collapses in just 6 weeks. British forces retreat to Dunkirk, trapped on the beaches. Defeat seems certain, and yet, in one of the war's most dramatic moments, an improvised flotilla of fishing boats, yachts, and civilian vessels crosses the English Channel, rescuing over 300,000 soldiers. Winston Churchill, Britain's new Prime Minister, declares, "We shall fight on the beaches. We shall never surrender." But standing alone against Nazi Germany, Britain faces its darkest hour. The summer sky of 1940 fills with the roar of engines. The German Luftwaffe launches a relentless bombing campaign, hoping to crush Britain from the air. London burns in the Blitz. Families huddle in underground shelters. Children are evacuated to the countryside. And yet, the Royal Air Force fights back with courage, aided by radar and sheer determination. For the first time, Hitler is defeated. His invasion plans are scrapped. But while Britain breathes, Hitler's gaze shifts east, toward a far more ambitious target. June 22, 1941. At dawn, 3 million German soldiers storm into the Soviet Union. It is the largest invasion in history. At first, the Germans advance with terrifying speed, encircling entire Soviet armies. Cities like Kiev and Smolensk fall. But as the weeks drag on, they face a brutal enemy, the Russian winter. Temperatures plunge to -40 degrees Celsius. German tanks freeze, soldiers wrap themselves in newspapers for warmth, and the advance stalls outside Moscow. For the first time, Hitler's unstoppable war machine begins to falter. But while Europe burns, another empire has its eyes set on war. December 7, 1941. A quiet Sunday morning in Hawaii is shattered as Japanese aircraft descend upon Pearl Harbor. Battleships explode, aircraft are destroyed, and more than 2,400 Americans are killed. The United States, until now divided on whether to join the war, is united overnight. Franklin D. Roosevelt calls it a date which will live in infamy. America is in, and with its entry, the war becomes truly global. By 1942, the Axis powers seem unstoppable. Japan has swept across Asia and the Pacific. Germany and Italy dominate Europe and North Africa. But then, one by one, the tides begin to shift. In North Africa, British and American forces push back against the Africa Corps, led by General Erwin Rommel, the legendary Desert Fox. In the Pacific, the Battle of Midway turns the tide against Japan. American aircraft carriers ambush the Japanese fleet, sinking 4 carriers in a single battle. And in the east, the fate of the war hinges on a city by the Volga River, Stalingrad. The Battle of Stalingrad is one of the most brutal fights in human history. Street by street, building by building, German and Soviet soldiers clash in apocalyptic combat. Civilians starve in cellars, snipers stalk the ruins, and entire units are annihilated. In February 1943, the unthinkable happens. The German Sixth Army surrenders. Nearly 300,000 men are lost. Hitler's aura of invincibility shatters. From here on, the German army is on the defensive. 1943 and 1944 mark the Great Allied Offensives. In Italy, Mussolini is overthrown and Allied troops march north. In the Atlantic, German U-boats that once terrorized shipping lanes are gradually defeated by new technology and tactics. And then, June 6, 1944, D-Day. Under stormy skies, the largest amphibious invasion in history begins. Over 150,000 Allied soldiers land on the beaches of Normandy. The fighting is fierce, machine guns tearing through the waves of men. But the Allies break through. Within weeks, Paris is liberated. Hitler's empire is crumbling. By early 1945, the Red Army is advancing from the east, while British and American forces push from the west. Germany is surrounded. Berlin becomes a city of rubble and despair. Civilians hide in basements, children fight with makeshift weapons, and the once mighty Reichstag trembles under Soviet artillery. On April 30, 1945, Adolf Hitler, the man who promised a 1,000-year Reich, takes his own life in a bunker beneath the ruins of Berlin. Days later, Germany surrenders unconditionally. Victory in Europe, V-Day, is declared. But across the world, the war is not over. Japan, though battered, refuses to surrender. Fierce battles rage at Iwo Jima and Okinawa, with staggering casualties on both sides. Faced with the prospect of invading Japan, an operation that could cost millions of lives, President Truman makes a fateful decision. August 6, 1945, a lone bomber, the Enola Gay, drops the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima. In a blinding flash, tens of thousands perish instantly. 3 days later, Nagasaki meets the same fate. On August 15th, Japan finally surrenders. World War II is over. The war has cost the lives of more than 70 million people. Cities lie in ruins, empires are broken, and a new world order emerges. Two superpowers rise from the ashes, the United States and the Soviet Union, setting the stage for the Cold War. The United Nations is formed, in hopes of preventing such devastation from ever happening again. But for the millions who lived through it, the scars remain. Families torn apart, survivors haunted by memories, and entire nations left to rebuild from rubble. World War II was more than just battles and dates. It was a war of humanity itself. It showed us the depths of cruelty humans are capable of, but also the heights of courage, sacrifice, and resilience. Even now, its lessons echo. The danger of unchecked power, the cost of silence in the face of tyranny, the reminder that ordinary people, soldiers, workers, mothers, children, are the ones who bear the weight of war. As the last survivors pass away, it falls to us to remember, because history forgotten is history repeated.